It's your cult boyfriend. Let's read some more bad Letterboxd reviews or good ones. Let's not be so quick, so eager to judge. I just got out of the shower, as noted by my hair. It's been brought to my attention that my channel could maybe use some more sex appeal, make it more. So let's see what I can do. Whoa! Now chill, calm down. Calm down. I see you guys out there. Look, I do generally like to start these videos off with a bit of a preamble saying, do not dogpile, do not bully, none of you. Don't bully me either. Most importantly, don't fucking bully me, you zealots. This is all in good fun, and occasionally it can be seen as a gesture in good faith discourse. I mean, arguably, if I was put on trial, I could definitely get away with that. I think that's all we have to say. I guess to make it clear, the reviews that I'm reading are of some of my favorite films. And they are the most popular reviews for my favorite films on Letterboxd. So we're not going for the lowest hanging fruit possible. It is Letterboxd, so yes, it's all low hanging fruit technically. But I'm not going for like the most recent reviews that have been liked by two people and are barely articulate. We're going for what are the most engaged with ones, the ones that best represent the film according to Letterboxd. And we're going to start off with The Craft. I love The Craft to death. Get me a girl like Nancy. If there are any psychotic goth witches out there who need to get wifed up, call me. I'd happily be your sacrifice. Where's your altar at? I'll lie down on it. Okay, Robin. All I want to do is go to Catholic high school, start a coven, and wear nice socks. Don't we all, girl? Don't we all? That's the most popular review. Fine. Whatever. Nothing shocks me anymore on Letterboxd. Aaron, if the bitches of Eastwick put a spell on me, do not prosecute them. They caught me slipping. That's on me. Why are you here, Aaron? Like, just go to Twitter. This is a tweet, and it's a terrible tweet. It's not even a good tweet. When you fail at Twitter, do you just go to Letterboxd and become a star there? Is that the path to cinephile redemption? Demi, I don't know how, but this movie is both extremely dated and bad, and underrated as fuck. The last scene almost ruins it. No, it does not. But it's still so damn good. Yep, we came back around. Full circle. It deserves a remake. Shut the fuck up. You're going too far. There's a limit. And I know they're doing one, but I want a crazy, almost artful one. You're telling me The Craft isn't artful or crazy? What fucking movie were you watching, Demi? I want Suspiria High. I want you to shut the fuck up. I don't like that review at all. PJG. When that bitch is super racist at the beginning, yeah, Marsha. And you know immediately that they're gonna fuck her up later. Love it. Yeah. Good tweet, bad review. Demi, once again. God, the final act of this movie is truly so bad. No, it's not. Am I the only one who thinks that evil fucking Nancy is amazing? Am I the only one? Come on. I'm not the only one who likes fucking fun and thinks that she was right. But I still want to restate my desire to see an artsy remake a la Suspiria. Don't make me restate my insults. Demi, we're just gonna move on. I have absolutely nothing nice to say about your input. Stop with this Suspiria bullshit, dude. The Craft is beautiful. I can't help but be fascinated by female rage in all the varied ways it's portrayed on film. All four of the central girls in The Craft are powerful because of their anger, their rage becoming the driving force that pushes them to move beyond the circumstances that trap them. It's almost as if the film forces itself to punish the girls for their oh-so-justified transgressions. I can't find it in my heart to blame them for the havoc they wreak. I feel the same way. I do say as much in my review, my analysis of The Craft on the channel. You should check it out. It's an hour long. It's pretty insightful. We go deep into the film's themes, and I do bring it up. I mean, like, right, the film at its most basic is a horror film about wish fulfillment. And the whole thing is why should a girl feel bad because she doesn't want to have a horrible skin condition? She doesn't want to be terribly burned. Why should a young black girl have to put up with rich white women dehumanizing them and abusing them at school? Most importantly, why would you ever blame a girl who lives in a trailer for wanting to be a god for a day? Like, I will never blame a girl from a trailer park for wanting to be a god, especially since, like, it's implied that there's sexual abuse and physical abuse, and basically she's abused by the world. She's probably one of the most alienated teen characters in all of postmodern 90s films. And Nancy, so like, I'll never blame a trailer park girl for wanting to be a god, but at the same time, that's what makes Nancy a great villain. I would hate this movie if it was some sort of Nancy redemption story. I would absolutely hate it. The fact that Nancy is psychotic is also rather important. We can't just pretend that she was just as normal as Rachel True and Nev Campbell, because she wasn't. She was always psychopathic, and the powers that she got weaponized her insanity, her psychosis, and she murdered people, and she took a bit of revenge on a world that alienated her. And I think that she was such a great villain because you can't help but root for her and understand why her misfit identity was weaponized in such a disturbing and destructive way. Especially since it starts with the pure joy of finding companionship and turns into the intoxicating rush of the world becoming fair at last. Okay, like, don't go too far. Once again, like, Rachel True and Nev Campbell, their characters aren't on the same, like, psychological horrific level as Nancy Downs. Fairuza Balk did incredibly here, and Nancy Downs, like I said, I would never blame a girl from a trailer park for wanting to be a god, but I also will never say they shouldn't be punished for committing acts of murder. Um, Nothing, it's not, like, fair. She murdered people. And she's psychotic. Like, we have to remember that she's psychotic, and that's partly what gives her a lot of her complexities and certainly her long-lasting, even eternal appeal. Shouldn't they be allowed to be angry about the way the world encroaches upon them at every turn, abusive stepfathers and racist classmates looming at every turn? Yes, I beat you to it, V. I already said that. Shouldn't they be allowed to fight back? Yes, they should be allowed, but they shouldn't be allowed to murder people and, like, maybe, arguably rape Skeet Ulrich and then throw him out of a fucking window when he refuses to fuck you. Why do we assume that power in the hands of girls wronged again and again will inevitably turn toxic and jealous? What kind of movie did you want? Did you honestly want there to be, like, no true drama? Did you want this horror movie to not be a horror movie? Did you not want to watch the movie that you were watching? Did you want them all to hold hands and sing Kumbaya and, like, feel at one with nature and the goddesses and all this bullshit? What did you want? Because I don't want the movie that you're talking about. I don't want whatever the fuck you're talking about here, dude. I want Nancy to go crazy. I want Nancy to kill motherfuckers. I want to secretly root for her, and I want to feel for her. And it's not girls wronged again and again. Like, once again, these people, they're not all equal. Nancy is, it's unquantifiable. She's infinitely more fucked up and damaged than the others. Infinitely more. Rachel True and Nev Campbell, they are only psychotic, or they only act that way when they're under the intoxication of Nancy's leadership. They're not complete psychotics, they're just brats. And I don't know what universe you're living in when, like, girls are all fucking nice to each other. It must be the same universe where guys just pat each other on the back and never punch each other in the mouth. It's 2 years older than me, but the craft feels eternally relevant in its exploration of female rage, camaraderie, and power. It's not perfect by any means, but it's a fascinating entry in the canon of iconic 90s teen movies, and I'll be thinking of its four central witches for quite some time. Yeah, it's really good. And I didn't hate that review. I just feel like trying to sanitize it, dude. Like, I'm with you. Like, how do you think great villains are made? Like, truly great ones that you can empathize with, ones that you can commiserate with, ones that you could live through. All right, Nancy Downs, I think she's empowering in the most demented and satisfying way for a bunch of young girls who came from poor backgrounds with anger issues. There might be some sort of psychosexual attraction to that sort of divine punishment. I would never want to see the movie that you were talking about. Every criticism you levied against it is kind of why the film is so good, because the world is fucking unfair, okay? Psychopaths from trailer parks, they don't get happy endings. They end up in insane asylums. All right, let's satisfy all the film bros in the audience. Let's go to Eyes Wide Shut. I love the film. Love it. I think it's my favorite Kubrick film. I don't think I know. I'm certain. Maria? This isn't even a thriller. Rich people just be like that. So insightful, dude. Adam Friedland? Really identify with Tom in this. Wandering New York, horny and confused, a licensed medical doctor. Fucking comedians, dude. Like that. Why? Why? Cinephiles aren't funny. Like, I need to tell all of you, you're not funny. Cinephiles are not funny, dude. Demi, again. Stanley Kubrick saw After Hours and thought, what if this wasn't funny? Fucking stunning. Gotta sit with it for a while and maybe even watch it again. But wow, 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 wow. Uh, really fantastic how Kubrick nails the specifics of sexiness. The actual act of sex can be cold, strange, sometimes off-putting, and often uneasy. All right, I get it, bro. You have sex, dude. Like, chill. Stop fucking bragging. The real allure of sex is the pursuit and tension of it. Chill! It's the promise and potential for sex. It's the stray looks and the concocted fantasies, both good and bad, whether they're your dreams or your fears. The conceit of sex is greater than even the best sex, because there's an element of danger that makes it so enticing. I think you fucking read too hyperliterally into this film, Demi. And the culmination of the danger is often the catalyst for so much more. Sex is nothing more than bodies intertwining, and bodies are nothing more than vessels to a finite end. You're creeping me out. Stop. Kidman should have got an Oscar for her stoned monologue alone. Agreed. Okay. Agreed. Can we not talk about you and your ideas of sex ever again, please? Last scene made me horny. Wah wah wee wah. Sorry to the friends I watched this with who are still next to me and will have to learn that from reading this review. Over 2,500 likes. It's one of the cringiest things I fucking have ever read on this site. So that's an accomplishment. You should be proud. And lastly, Kayla. I don't know about you guys, but I could see Tom Cruise attending something like this in real life. I definitely can see that, considering that Tom Cruise is an abusive cult leader. And what the fuck? Why do we give Tom? Don't get me started on my Tom Cruise rants. All right. I think that Tom Cruise is an actual psychopath. I think he's dangerous, okay? And I don't see why we all just think of him as some playful, fucking, extremely powerful, elite, fucking. End Tom Cruise. We don't need Tom Cruise anymore, okay? I swear to God, we don't need Tom Cruise. Let's go to Scream 4. I love Scream 4. You didn't think you can do one of these without talking about Kevin Williamson, did you? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. We're talking about Big Daddy W now. My favorite person ever, Kevin Williamson. Scream 4 is a masterpiece. I fucking love it. It's masterful. It's beautiful. It's blah, 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 blah. I love it. Former movie enjoyer. Sidney Prescott is stronger than the U.S. Marines for surviving these 4 fucking movies, with her sanity mostly intact. You know, there's so much depth, so much sophistication to Scream 4, but I'm glad that really bad memes, tweets that wouldn't get farther than 10 likes, are the number one most interesting thing said about it. No cops at Pride, just Sidney Prescott and her defibrillator. Go fuck yourself. Amaya? Amaya. I don't know, I'm sorry. Basically, the only way to survive a horror movie is to be gay. You heard it, folks. Sydney survived 4 Scream movies by the sheer power of lesbianism alone. Everyone is either horny on main on Letterboxd, or they're queer on main, or most likely they're both. I mean, whatever, live out your gay power fantasies. I don't care. That's fine, but just to be a dork, like, you're wrong. So they do say, they established the new rules of horror, right? You have to be gay to survive. But the film itself breaks those rules like maybe 30 minutes later when a character is being stabbed. And I think it's the character who puts in that rule about being gay. Maybe he has a form of hollow wish fulfillment, or like wishful thinking, right? And he confesses to the serial killer, who is most likely his best friend. And he's like, "No, you don't get it. I'm gay. I have to live." And he gets gutted. So, I mean, none of this is true at all. But have fun with your fanfic. Silent Dawn. I like Silent Dawn. When I was more active on this site, Silent Dawn and I, we got along all right. When we commented on each other's reviews, I think that's what qualifies as friendship on Letterboxd. Um, Film communities are super isolating and insulated, so it's nobody's fault. It's just that's the way cinephiles interact with each other. But I think it was also Silent Dawn. I just want to remind everyone about the fuckery that is Letterboxd.com, who got in trouble with Letterboxd for posting a review of Inglorious Bastards, saying that, like, man, it'd be cool to have these fictional characters around today to scalp the actual Nazis that are alive. And Letterboxd said, no, we're going to sympathize with the Nazis and remove that review and give you a smack on the hand. And yeah, just never forget that Letterboxd tried to pull that shit. It was bullshit. So Silent Dawn all the way. Don't forget. Don't forget, Letterboxd is on the wrong side of history. I also remember Silent Dawn not being a bad writer. I remember Silent Dawn being like, so far as the really popular Letterboxd reviewers go, whereas like you see their review on every film that you click on. Um, he's I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna quit assuming. They're one of the best, one of the better ones. Probably the most interesting Scream sequel. No, no, Scream 2 is the most interesting one. While still slightly behind 2 in terms of surface style. I feel like that's a backhanded compliment. Like, stop it. This is all about young people grappling with cyclical drama, and it is trauma they're aware of, watching stab sequels, discussing their stupidity, and then being slain by the very same misunderstanding of the rules. See, this isn't bad insight at all. It's definitely dealing with cyclical filmic trauma. But you can't forget about the Society of the Spectacle that Scream, when it's written by Kevin Williamson, like Scream 4 was determined and dedicated to exposing and identifying. It has a quality of reckoning with media and whether it is worth the trouble of studying our past mistakes if we're doomed to repeat them. I wouldn't act like it's so. I wouldn't be a moralist about Scream 4, and especially about Jill. I wouldn't be a moralist about it. I wouldn't want to imply that the past is full of mistakes, as if there's like a net good or a net bad. Like I don't feel like that's the best way to deal with the society of the spectacle, considering that everything about our lives can only be understood in cinematic terms. Our lives are bad cabaret. Um, it's not necessarily a moralistic statement to insist that our lives are a series of images, and what mediates those images is called a spectacle. Neither good nor bad. It's just how life unfolds now. Deeply sad at points and grisly and fun in equal measure, as the best Scream movies are. Hayden Panettiere's performance is excellent, a standout in the cast. While I think that Hayden Panettiere's performance was great and Kirby's a really cool character, Emma Roberts is the standout here, unquestionably, unmistakably. Her performance as Jill is one of my favorite performances in all of 2010 cinema. It's an outrageously good one, full of so much energy, and it's disturbing, and I think it's just so like cosmically good. Emma Roberts was transcendental in Scream 4. But I think that this review is pretty good. I just fear that we're adding like a moral value to the actions these characters take when the last words that are said, you could view them ironically, as you should, since it is a postmodern film, and irony is one of the characteristics of postmodernism. Like it's closing in on Emma Roberts' face, saying like, an American hero, a new American hero. So it's not really a moral statement. It's whoever puts on the better show, the better spectacle, and what's said of you and your death. It doesn't make the actions that you do any more or less good or truthful. Scream is about the cinematic limitations of our shared experiences, and this shared experience all happens in something called a spectacle. Amanda the Jedi, the people who don't like this are wrong. Yes, hard agree. Fuck all those people. Robin, I believe she's giving us a ranking of the Scream films. Hers is 1, 4, 2, and then 3. We have another one to add since that review was written back in 2013. My personal ranking would be 1, 2, 4, 3. No, 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 no. Let's be really controversial. My personal ranking is 1, 2, 4, MTV, 3, and then 5. So there's that. Let's go to It Happened One Night. It's my favorite Frank Capra film. I think it's the best screwball comedy ever made. There's a lot to talk about, like class distinctions and how both romantic cinematic languages and comedic ones were being written at the same time at light speed, essentially. Brat, can someone explain in a non-annoying way why in 1934 it cost $2.60 to send a telegram, but only $2 for a night in a hotel? No, I don't have that information for you. Why are you asking Letterboxd? Fuck off. Patrick Willems, he's significant, right? I seem to remember him being a video essayist. He did something about plot holes and everyone like that everyone was united in their hatred of. Didn't realize this was going to be the prototype for every romantic comedy ever. I didn't realize that insight like that was all it took to make a decent living off of providing it. Ely, every single trope from every fic you've ever read on AO3 at 2 a.m. was stolen from this movie. Everyone who has ever reviewed this movie is a fucking brainlet. Kaylee, It Happened One Night, author Frank Capra, no archive warnings apply. Alan Andrews, Peter Warren, Alan Andrews, blah blah. What the fuck? Bullshit. That's one of the most pointless ones we've ever covered. That's awesome. Let's not talk about Frank Capra's cinema. Let's never take it seriously. Let's just be fucking bitches. Sorry, I was gonna be nice, and I am nice. You guys did that film dirty. Jawbreaker. I love Jawbreaker. It fucking rocks. All right. Cocaine on Ice. That's a cool name. Gotta admit it. Cinema peaked when Rose McGowan made her boyfriend give a popsicle a blowjob. I agree. So Jawbreaker has like a lot of insight in it. There's a lot of levels. There's a lot of different things that you can explore within its black comedy. But this is a film where I would definitely accept like scrambled reviews, like one sentence reviews, anarchic reviews, because this is a truly anarchist type of explosion of a 90s postmodern film. Have I forgotten how to speak? Am I having a seizure? Scoobert do. The editing team did a really good job putting CGI human leg over Rose McGowan's machine gun. I was just trying to hype up the Jawbreaker fans, and I instantly regret it. That was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever read. Parker. Jawbreaker is a ripoff of Heathers. Translation, how dare there be more than one high school black comedy with female protagonists? Absolutely agreed. Really well said. But honestly, that criticism and like your takedown of it could be extended to any teen black comedy that involves any sort of murder. Not even that, just a teen film that is like less accessible, a teen film that has darker edges to it. On the last video, we read reviews of Gossip, and they're like, stop trying to be Heathers. And it's like, you fucking numbskulls, you fucking brainlets, you fucking little fuck bitches. None of these films are trying to be Heathers. You just have no cinematic frame of reference, and you're just too arrogant to know that you're stupid. I agree with Parker. That was fun. Aaron. I feel like Aaron's been popping up a lot here. I've never been so nauseated by a Winona Ryder PFP before. Rose McGowan making her boyfriend deep throat an ice lolly made me gay. So that did come out 3 years after Cocaine on Ice's joke about the popsicle blowjob. So not only is this like an unnecessary pull, but just an advertisement of you being gay and horny. Oh, okay, so it's just a Letterboxd review. Got it. Let's see, featuring Dante from the MC series. Dante was cool. I'm the friend they killed. Sarah, when I was like 13, my dad let me order a few movies online, and I went with Jawbreaker, Girl Interrupted, Romeo and Michelle's High School Reunion, and The Crush. And that was like my starter pack for getting into films. LOL. Sarah, fuck yeah, that's cool. That's a good starter pack. That's a starter pack that leads you to a channel called Your Cult Boyfriend. Dr. Frankenstein, Fern is confirmed gay for Liz. This is the gayest website on the internet. That's coming from a bi person. You guys are making me never want to see dick again. I'm all about that pussy from now on, dude. Never ever will I ever be associated with the LGBTQ fucking movement. Fuck all of you. The Earrings of Madame Duh, I think, is where we're gonna lose it. I love The Earrings of Madame Duh. Max Ophuls really blew my mind with this film. It's so touching. It might be the most beautifully photographed film of all time. The intensity of its composition is breathtaking. And just thinking about it is sending my brain into like these really soothing spirals of infinite adoration. I love The Earrings of Madame Duh. If you haven't watched it, please do. It's maybe the best film that we're going to be talking about today. Sydney. The way the camera glides so lightly around these suffocating spaces, every character in a cell of door frames and windows and mirrors and opulent furniture and chandeliers and cloaks and furs, always in tight spaces and the frames so full of the noise of excessive inanimate objects, is probably the best expression of how love can free you and imprison you at the same time. We like this review. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's a good one. Sydney has quite a way with words here, but not really a way with periods, I'm noticing. It doesn't matter. This is a great review. And I agree. Everybody's locked in their gender and class roles, but so much of this oppression is self-inflicted, death being the only escape from the cogs of the spinning machine. I love exquisitely crafted melodramas. I guess because my commitment to soap opera is my key to assessing this kind of rigid and immaculate art, or accessing, whatever it is. I completely agree. I love soap operas too. Well, I don't love actual soap operas. I love what can be referred to as teen melodramas. I love Dawson's Creek and Veronica Mars and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Those definitely got to be soap opera-like deliberately. So technical genius is all well and good, but sometimes I just can't get it unless there's some unrealistic love and tragedy. Yes, the unreality of cinematic heartbreak. I like this person and their writing. If a movie can speak to me enough to make me cry, then it's done its job. If I have to take a class to understand it, there's no point. Preferably, it's a combination of the two. What goes around comes around, etc. So, while I've never been a fan of the mode of thinking of like I shouldn't have to like educate myself in order to enjoy your film, or a film should only be enjoyed. I've never been a fan of that mode of thinking, but I understand where she's coming from. I mean, what she's mostly saying is that the Earrings of Madame Duh is so unreal in both its exquisite composition, as she said it, but also in its melodrama and in its excessive emotionality. That the best films aren't the ones that mystify you. The best films are the ones that swallow you whole. And that's what the earrings of Madame does. So we like that review. I guess my hair has just been a mess this whole time. Whatever. I hope you enjoyed this review. Once again, don't bully anyone. I don't think I bullied anyone. I held back a lot, like I always do, because I'm a good person. Thank you for watching my video. Yeah, in the comments, just leave thoughts about what I've read. You know, if you want to share your letterboxes, I don't know, do it, but you might be made fun of. In a gentle, nice kind of way. Thank you for watching these videos. Thank you for watching this video. And that's about it. I'm done here.